WATE 6 on your side legal analyst Greg Isaacs is with us now. Greg, thank you for being here.
Lori, it's good to be here.
Yesterday, as we know, we watched that chaotic scene unfold in and around the U.S. Capitol. So we have you in today, Greg, to talk about the laws that apply here. Where does free speech become a riot and beyond?
Lori, we all have the right to free speech under the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, and we have the right to peacefully assemble. The only thing the government can do to limit that is, according to our U.S. Supreme Court, they can control the time, place, manner of a public assembly, but they can't control the content of your free speech. So yesterday, let's rewind the Save America rally a mile and a half from the Capitol with the president, completely protected, completely fine.
But then the U.S. Capitol is breached. It was anything but peaceful. So what happens next?
Anything but peaceful. And Lori, there are a host of very serious federal laws, and Attorney General Rosen and the FBI are a promise to bring a lot of these individuals to justice. So far, 68 people have been arrested. And let me give you a flavor for some of the crimes I think that you're going to see charged and the severity. For example, a riot under federal law mirrors Tennessee law. It only takes 3 or more people when you have an act of violence and a public disturbance. That carries up to 5 years. Unlawful entry of a restricted building, like we saw over and over yesterday, carries up to 10 years in a federal penitentiary. Destruction of governmental property over $1,000, 10 years. But here's what the commentators are saying and legal scholars, the crime of sedition or conspiracy or seditious conspiracy. And that means when a group of people, 2 or more, by violence or force, try to prevent, hinder, or delay and the execution of a law of the United States, then that is sedition, 20 years in a federal penitentiary.
Here's the question. How do they prove all of that?
Well, how do you prove it? They were there on January 6th, the ceremonial day when the Vice President provides over Congress to basically accept the Electoral College results.
Started off fine for the first minute or so.
For the first minute or so. And so the intent was expressed by many of those people, obviously to delay, obviously to hinder this very important, even though it's ceremonial, proceeding, because then it ratifies the next president of the United States. So 68 people have been charged. You're also seeing a lot of lesser crimes, assault, violation of curfew.
Real quick, we're almost out of time. 68 people, that's a fraction of the people that were there. I know the FBI is looking for information, but how do you find information on others who broke the law?
Well, Lori, believe it or not, one of the most powerful tools law enforcement has is people's own mouths, because people love to talk, people love to brag. Turning the TV on today, you see people from Knoxville that were talking about how they had breached the Capitol. They were happy to be there over and over again on Twitter, Facebook. So I don't think it's going to be that hard, and I think they are going to be shocked when they get the knock on the door from the FBI and they realize the severity of what happened.
All right, Greg, thank you.
Thank you.